What's up, YouTube fragrance family? Tommy with Studio Sense here. Welcome to a brand new day and another video. I know that recently I've been reviewing a lot of new releases, but wanted to get back to basics and doing a list video for you guys. For those of you that enjoy my list videos, this is for you. Today we're going to be taking a look at 7 fragrances that are fresh yet extremely unique. What in particular do I mean by fresh and unique? Well, when we come back, I'll show you 7 examples of this. That and more is coming your way, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. So today we're taking a look at 7 fragrances that promise to make you effectively fresh and unique. In particular, we're talking about fragrances that are usually reserved for spring and summer. However, we've actually included some fragrances that you can use in colder weather as well. Now, this is kind of in the format of a freshy fragrance, but typical freshies usually include quite a few citrus and fruit notes in the foreground. So they open up with a very bright citrus, lemon, lime, apple, melon, strawberry, something like that. These do not. These are very unique insofar as they're not necessarily focusing on a citrus or a fruit, but they're focusing on a type of freshness that's a bit more unique. It's a bit more meaty, something that you can get into and kind of individualize. So let's go ahead and dive into our list. The very first fragrance that we're going to be taking a look at was introduced about a year ago from the house of Hermes, a very well-known, high-quality designer house, and it is none other than H24. H24 is a relatively simple, fresh fragrance. It opens very, very simply, and I really enjoy the open of this. Probably the best part of the fragrance is its open. It focuses on a spicy clary sage. You've got Narcissus Absolute. You've got rosewood in there as well, and an aroma chemical called sclarine. Sclarine kind of emulates the steam and heat and kind of metallic smell. It's like the smell that happens when you're ironing a freshly laundered shirt that's also been starched, and that heat comes up. You smell a little bit of that laundry detergent and that freshness. That's the sclarine in this, and that's literally it. That's the primary note. So it's kind of it's not really a multi-layered fragrance. It's extremely fresh, but also very unique. You're not going to smell a ton of this out there, and you'll be probably the only one in the room wearing it. Hermes H24. Our next fragrance, our number 2 fragrance that is fresh and unique, is from a high-quality designer house similar to Hermes that is called Gerland. Now, Gerland creates some great fragrances. This one is very well known. It is Gerland L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum. L'Homme Ideal is a great fresh fragrance, but what makes this unique is that you don't often experience a fresh fragrance that uses an almond, right? Almond is a nut that's typically reserved, and nuts, period, are typically reserved for like gourmand fragrances, edible, aka cold weather fragrances. This one is not like that. Now, you can wear it in cooler weather. It is a very versatile, hyper versatile fragrance in my book. Each segment of the fragrance pyramid for L'Homme Ideal is equally impressive. That open has bergamot, it's got almond in it. Right away you catch that almond and some various spices. It moves into a unique fragrance direction with the heart, which is Bulgarian rose. You've got a bit of vanilla and frankincense. Resting on a base of some leathery notes, some creamy, milky sandalwood and tonka bean. Uniquely long-lasting and extremely refreshing. This is one of my favorite fresh fragrances that will captivate the senses and keep you smelling unique. L'Homme Ideal, the Eau de Parfum by Gerland. Our next uniquely fresh fragrance I really have a high respect for, because the problem with the fragrance line itself is it's a bit of ambiguity. Usually in a fragrance line there's this theme, and each flanker will take that theme. Maybe it'll go in a new direction or it will create a variation on that theme. But with the Gucci Guilty line, you're getting something different in each fragrance. There's a very little bit of DNA from the previous flanker in the new fragrance. So this particular one I think is extremely uniquely refreshing and fresh. Is Gucci Guilty Cologne Pour-Homme. It's got a very spicy open, a little bit of citrus in bergamot, but primarily you're getting an open of rosemary and juniper berry. Straight out of the gate, very bracing, sharp, and invigorating. Moves into a heart of Spanish cypress, heliotropin, and violet, which I think that combination, that trio, is what makes this primarily unique, brings that kind of unique Gucci Guilty cologne profile to dominate that fresh fragrance bubble that you're creating, resting on a captivating base of patchouli, cedarwood, and white musk. I will admit Gucci Guilty Cologne is not going to be for everyone, but if you decide that you like this fragrance, you will truly be wearing something unique, and it will set you apart from the basic freshies out there. Definitely more unique, sharp, and spicy while maintaining that freshness. Gucci Guilty Cologne Pour Homme. Our next fresh masculine fragrance that's extremely unique is actually by Philip Plein. Now you might remember a kind of a crazy, silly commercial that Philip Plein put out. I don't think he meant it to be silly, but once you watch it, you're like, this guy can't be serious. It's like something you'd see on SNL. But the fragrance itself, called No Limits, was actually a really well-made leather fragrance. Well, he tried to create a fresh version of No Limits, an extremely unique fragrance. Now, while I don't think they succeeded in creating this incredible summertime banger version of the No Limits DNA within this fragrance, I don't think it's going to be quite as popular as the original No Limits. They did actually succeed in taking the DNA inside that leather fragrance and embedding it into a fresh version of No Limits called No Limits Super Fresh. It opens with marine notes, black currant, black fig, artemisia, lavender. You've got bergamot, grapefruit, ginger, cardamom, and black pepper in the heart. Patchouli, sandalwood, cedarwood, papyrus, something called wood leather, which is an aroma chemical. Then amber, musk, white chocolate, and bourbon vanilla. It's definitely the No Limits DNA made quite a bit more fresh, a little bit sweet, and a lot more versatile. So if you like the Philip Plein No Limits fragrance, you'll definitely really enjoy and find extremely unique No Limits Super Fresh. This particular fragrance can be found everywhere. It's very, very popular because it's so versatile, and it's one of those fresh fragrances that can still kind of move in and out of gourmand territory. It is Angel for Men Ultimate. I really like this fragrance because it still has that Angel for Men DNA in it, but it's a bit more fresh, a bit more versatile, and it has some notes that kind of take it into a lighter, brighter upper registry. So if you like fresh fragrances, but you're also a coffee lover, you will love this fragrance. It's basically a combination of bergamot, cedar, mochaccino, and balsam fir, all mixed together in a very fresh, kind of a modern oriented fragrance, but more on the fresh side with a little bit of darkness in the heart. And I love that dark heart while maintaining that bright, again, upper register, kind of fresh masculine fragrance for men. Angel for Men Ultimate by Mugler. Our next fresh, unique fragrance that you should be wearing is relatively new to the scene, I think 2021, last year, towards the end of the year it came out. It's a Bulgari Man fragrance, Bulgari Man Manturay Essence. Manturay Essence is very simply kind of one of those earthy but fresh combinations of orris, iris, and calamandan. It opens with Calabrian citron and calamandan. There's orris or iris in the heart. Some earthy notes. There's vetiver. There's a styrax, which is kind of like a styrax is a resin. This is an amazing little fragrance. When you first smell it, you might be unsure as to whether you like it or not, but it's just because it's that unusual kind of freshness that you don't smell every day or on everyone. And that's what I love about this. And the more that you wear this, the more you will come to really enjoy it and really like it because it is so unique. Bulgari Man Manturay Essence. Our last unique but fresh fragrance that you should be wearing is actually an aquatic fragrance that you can wear in cold weather. It is a Carolina Herrera fragrance, part of the CH Men line, limited edition. It is Under the Sea, CH Men Under the Sea. I don't really care for the actual presentation, but when you focus on the fragrance, it's so good. It opens with an oddly refreshing angelica root and juniper kind of trio. In the heart is where you get those marine notes mixed with a very light but very refreshing violet note. And then in the base is where you get a mix of vanilla and cashmere that makes it perfect for cooler weather. Cold weather, our nose automatically welcomes anything warm and inviting like vanilla or cashmere, which is a great combination of notes. And the masterstroke of this fragrance is that it combines aquatic or marine notes with those two. And that's what makes Under the Sea extremely versatile. Probably the most versatile fragrance in the CH Men line of fragrances. Because of that, Under the Sea sets itself apart. It's the perfect answer, whether it's cold weather or hot weather, and it wears very well. CH Men's Under the Sea by Carolina Herrera. Well guys, that's it for my 7 fresh, unique fragrances. In your quest for something new and something different, something that'll kind of set you apart from the typical blue fragrance wearer out there, I hope that this list has helped you out. And if you've got experience with any of these, if you've worn any of them or own any of them, let me know what your thoughts are about these fragrances. I want to let you guys in on a giveaway that I'm going to be doing in reference to a bunch of samples. I'll show you an example of what's in the box right here. And as you can see, there are quite a few samples, and they are all pretty much new fragrances, including the new 1 Million Elixirs, Calvin Klein Defy. There's the new Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé, Eau de Parfum. There's the new Stronger With You Only, as well as some other samples by Azzaro and others. So if you want to enter the contest to win the sample pack, all you got to do is make sure that you are subbed to my channel, Studio Sins. Make sure that you like this video and tell me what your most unique fresh fragrance is. Now, if you only own 2 fragrances, it doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong answer. Just let me know what your most unique fresh fragrances that you wear or that you own. That's pretty much it. Make sure you're subbed to my channel, like this video, tell me what your most unique fresh fragrance is that you own, and you'll be entered to win this pretty cool pack of fragrance samples. That's it for today's video. Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, thank you so much for your support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm happy.